Okay guys, we're back. Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is TOARMY and if this is your first time, you are most definitely welcome. Today we have me Uzoma and
Brandy.
Yeah guys, we are back again. Did you miss us? Because we missed you guys for sure. But yeah guys, we're back with another video. I do not know what we're going to be talking about, but the last time you guys saw us, Brandy was pregnant, I was engaged, and Uzoma was also engaged. But now Brandy is married and what?
I have a baby.
I have a baby. And I am married, and Uzoma is also
married.
Alright then, so you guys, so there's something in common, which is what?
The ring.
Yeah, the ring. We're all married. So I'm just going to be asking them like a few questions. We'll just be talking about experiences that's to do with marriage and everything. And yes, the video is going to be short, quick, and sweet.
Okay.
So I have a question for both of you, right?
Okay.
Question 1.
Is marriage as fun as they say it is, or is it work?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I would say it's as fun for sure. I mean, it's only been what 3 weeks for me at least, so I don't think I am a good person to ask because I'm still sort of in my honeymoon phase, and I'm praying that I remain there.
Amen.
But I would say it's definitely a bit of both because you have to communicate. Like, you cannot just carry face and go and sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, last you're going to meet that person in the room. Yeah. So there's nothing like I'm not talking to you, silent treatment. No, you live with this person.
Yeah.
You have to talk to them. But it's also really fun because it feels like a sleepover every night.
Aww.
Daniel falls asleep in less than a minute. So,
So
I'm just there scrolling on TikTok. I hope I don't say sleepover like that, but yeah, it's fun.
So it's fun and it's also work, right?
Yeah, I would say that it's absolutely fun, and this is why it's very, very important to marry your person, marry your friend, marry the right person. Marriage is absolutely fun, but there's still work that needs to be done, and I feel like this is where a lot of people make a mistake. They think that once you get into marriage with even the right person, you can be married to the right person and your marriage still doesn't work if you don't put the level of accountability and put in the work, the level of responsibility rather, into the marriage. You need to work, you need to communicate, you need to grow, personal growth, and grow together. You need to help each other in the point of the person's weakness. You need to be able to lift them up. You need to be prayerful. You need to make sure that God is the center of your marriage, and all of those things, it requires some level of hard work, right? Trust me, do all those things accompanied with your normal friendship, your normal banter. Marriage is absolutely amazing.
Period. I actually agree with what both of you are saying. For sure, marriage is fun and also work at the same time. I know Zoma said she's still in her honeymoon phase and all of that, just 3 weeks, and also I'm married just a month. Yeah, just a month. So to me, I definitely do have the same experience as everyone. That marriage is fun, but there's also the work aspect to it, and like working communication, working prayers, working just like a lot of things. And even though it's just like been a month, but there are just different things that you start learning from like the beginning of it, right? But do you have any personal experience of like work you've, both of you, I will answer you, I'll see if I have one, but any personal experience in what you like have to work on in your marriage?
I've definitely spoken to both of you about this, but for the sake of YouTube, the way that you communicate matters a lot. Growing up, I was the first child, only daughter, so there was a level of responsibility placed on me in terms of looking after my brothers, and you know, first daughter in an African household, everyone kind of understands this. I have a very authoritative tone when I'm talking about things, or when because I have younger ones. I have to put them in their place almost all the time. You can't be telling me you want the DSTV remote for what? Go and sit down. So obviously I've not had a reason to work on that prior to marriage. So coming into marriage, you are no longer talking to your younger ones. You're talking to someone that biblically is your head, the head of the home. Biblically you should submit to, right? So during arguments, he could bring up something and then my tone is like out of this world. I'm shouting, I'm yelling, and this is something that could affect your relationship if you don't work on it. So personally, I've had to work on my tone a whole lot. Even though I don't think that I've 100% perfected it, but I'm quick to apologize once I realize that I'm raising my voice or whatever, and I try to intentionally stay level tone, communicate without shouting. Basically, that's something I've had to work on. Yeah.
I mean, it's only been 3 weeks, guys. What can we be working on at this stage? But I think the biggest challenge is still like wedding planning for us. Okay. So I would say that's literally been the only point of like disconnect that we've had in these past couple of weeks. In fact, the past months, I would even say. So just wedding planning in general is just, it can be a very stressful experience, honestly. And personally for me, it's not been easy. Let me just say that, like, to be completely candid with you guys. And so there are times where, like, recently there was like a disconnect that we had about like something so silly, like the color of our outfits. And I just felt like I wasn't being heard because like, for context, my husband is not somebody that's really interested in Nigerian wedding culture. So I felt like, oh, I would like you to, you know, show some more interest in this and all that kind of stuff, but he just really just didn't understand and see the point. And for him, he was more concerned about the fact that my well-being was being affected by something that seemed like a minute detail. And I was like, guy, like, you need to understand what I'm saying, like, see the importance of this or whatever. But anyway, like, we had to come to a point where we communicated about that, and basically like I said at the start, just communication has been our biggest thing. I think a lot of people will say the same. And you know, just not like, you cannot react like a child anymore. I think that's the biggest thing. You have to actually put your adult pants on and have a conversation, confront the issue, which is what I have experienced. And I don't want it to come off like I'm teaching anything. I'm not teaching anybody, please. I'm telling you guys what I have experienced so far. Before someone will come for me and say, only 3 weeks, are you already giving marriage?
Because best believe people are gonna be saying,
I'm not giving
this is not advice. This is sharing our experiences.
So that if anyone resonates with it, you know, they can feel seen and heard. Please don't come for me.
I feel like one thing during counseling that Pastor Deji said was couples, like, one thing they really struggle with is communication in like their first like few years of marriage, having to like speak like better to each other, or even like when you're in an argument, the way you speak to each other, like how you speak to each other during that point, right? And I'll say something me is just unlearning like my bad communication habits. If I am angry, instead of it to actually say that I'm angry, I'll rather like
squeeze your face.
I'll swell, like literally I'll swell. And I do not look good when I am angry. Like some days I'm just like, girl, you look so bad, you release that face now, right? But I feel like that's something I'm really trying to, it's not as if I don't even want to speak, but it's just like, I'm so used to, let me just, you know, mind my business, I need to mind your business, right? That type of situation. But to be on the other hand, it's like, okay, you annoyed me, this is why you annoyed me, let me just throw it there and get over. And like in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we're back to being friends. But me, 1 hour, 2 hours, we're dragging. What happened to you? Nothing. So just that type of situation, right? That's something I really like, you know. And also because it's marriage, like you don't want to bring bad habits into it, because when we have kids, what am I really going to like teach them and all of that, right? So that's it for me.
Question 2.
How have you had to define boundaries now that you're married? Have you had any situation where you've had to address like any boundary issues?
So when you say boundaries, do you mean like with the person, or like with the opposite sex, or with friends, like with family?
I knew you people were going to ask this. So I'm going to say friends, family, and opposite sex. Let's see.
Okay. Let's just put all of those into one bucket. Okay.
So Brad, did yours go first?
Or even before marriage, you know, like once you're entering there, like, okay, we have to do this, we have to do that.
I can go first. I think that I'll start off with family because this one is the most sensitive. The opposite sex, please bye. Why are we exactly. Well, why is it a conversation? But let's start with family. With family, I think that you have to realize that your partner is your new family.
Yes.
And probably the most important one, because you both are now one.
Yep.
Right? Coming to that understanding, you have to make sure that there's no outside influence that can influence you or your partner negatively. So don't be quick to, and this is some things I practice, don't be quick to I don't talk to anyone about arguments that I have with my husband, except I feel like it's something that needs to be talked about. Obviously, if it's something that would help someone, exactly. But not like every time we have a miscommunication or an argument, I'm running to my mom, you see this thing, mom, you see that thing. What you are doing is making them have a bias. Because they will now start seeing this person as the person that's always talking over my daughter, the person that's always talking,
and they also see your husband in a very low light.
Exactly. The truth is that you're still their daughter, so they would always defend you, even if you're the one that is wrong. So don't go and be telling your parents every single thing that is going on in your marriage or whatever. And even it might not even be arguments, it might even be relating to your finances, things you guys are trying to build. As long as you've said this is between us both, keep it that way. Because once you start bringing third-party influence, that means you're saying that you're giving them a place in your marriage. And when they start putting their mouth in it, don't be complaining, because you were the one that dragged them in. So now with the opposite sex, I think this one, Uzoma, do you want to take the opposite sex?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that's, for us, it actually would be relevant, seeing as we both actually work. So Daniel has like in-person days and I work fully in person, so we do encounter the opposite sex all the time. And I think during our marriage counseling session, they had spoken about this, and so I think for us at that point we just decided that we would just be totally open and honest about any communications that we're having with the opposite sex. And even though it doesn't feel relevant, like every friend I have that is not a girl, or even if that's okay, I wouldn't say that I don't know all my friends that are girls, because like I have lots of friends from past and all that kind of stuff, but like my newer friends that are guys that, like for example my co-workers, Daniel knows every single one of them. In fact, he's met all of them, you know, that type of thing. So it's never a thing of I say a name that he doesn't know, or you know, that kind of thing. Like, and when we meet up, we talk about our days, what happened, you know, all that kind of stuff. For me personally, I find that being open and honest about everything that happens is really helpful, not just in marriage but just in the course of our relationship. I mean, we've been together for over 2 years now, so we've had this type of experiences where, you know, and Daniel as well, he's a very friendly person, so I find that girls flock to him. So he's always on, I'm not joking, no. Hey God, if you guys know the crazy things some girls have messaged Daniel,
Oh wow.
If you guys, I cannot say this kind of things on the internet, but just know that some women are crazy. They are crazy. No, they are mad. They are. So just like being honest about every communication we're having. Obviously we have access to each other's phones, so there's no like there's nothing there. But just always being aware, I would say. Just being always open.
I like what Uzoma said, because it's like just full on transparency. Like the thing is that even no matter how little it might be, because you never like really know, right? Like the thing is that Daniel might have not replied to those messages, but why didn't he just tell Zoma, right? It's not like he's hiding anything. That, you know, some people, they're just like, oh, I didn't mean it anyway, blah 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 blah.
Guys,
but to make Uzoma feel safe and seen, the best thing for him to do is just like talk about it, and that is that.
And let me remind you guys that sin thrives in secrecy. You better be speaking up about every little thing. Speak up about it,
even if it feels unnecessary.
Speak up.
It's better they know.
For me, I feel like one thing like with boundaries that I've just learned, and I think it has to do with family, right, is more of seeing Toby as like my first respondent, right? You know, like on a normal day, if anything happens, we run to our parents first, right? But now, if anything happens, not Toby's not my first respondent, Jesus first, but sorry, like it's just more or less like, oh, Toby, this is the situation at hand, because it also makes him like, you know, I feel like just let him know that I see him as family. Even like he's my family now, right? Like he's my main person, he's my first person. Because if like something happens and I run to my mom first and then he's listening to your conversation, like, what are you saying? I don't know this, right?
I don't know.
So that's like just like a boundary thing also, and also just knowing what to say and when to stop.
When to stop talking.
Like,
especially if you're a person like
when
me,
to stop talking.
I talk a lot, not like chit chat, yappy, but I like details.
Yeah.
So if you're someone that likes details, you find yourself trapped, and you would have said it and you can't recover it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you really do not need to share that with a third party. Does that make sense?
Yeah, lots of wisdom is really
lots of wisdom,
because it's different. Like, you know, like when you're with your girls, you're like, I tell my girls now. Oh my god, but it's not every time.
One thing about men is that they don't like you speaking. Not like they don't like you speaking too much, but it's just like,
but me, I've already told my husband, nobody can trap my mouth. Men don't like you talking their business.
Yes,
yeah, they don't like it. They're very private.
They don't like it. I wonder if it's
interesting.
And but it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Yeah. Because that's why men don't share. They don't share anything, and then they'll realize that they've all been battling the same issues.
And they won't talk.
I don't want to talk about it. But with girls,
we say it.
We talk about it and we help each other out in the ways that we can.
Men.
Stop talking.
That's talking.
That's why you guys don't have community.
Like, exactly. People say men don't gather. Why? Start gathering and talk about your stuff.
Okay.
Question 3.
Expectations.
Okay.
Right? How have you had to let your expectations known, like in your relationship and marriages?
Okay.
Expectations in the sense like, okay, imagine you're a very like birthday person. How have you let that known? Expectations also in what you just require of your partner. It doesn't have
like
to
your
be
love language.
Yes, or even helping out in the house. It doesn't have to be by the books, because I remember when they were asking us about like expectations, roles, right? During
that's one of my topics as well.
Thinking, right? And I remember saying that, oh, I'll do the laundry. So now we've been married for 1 month.
Have you done the laundry?
I have, but I'm like, Toby, the laundry is there. You know, that type of situation where it's like, I'm at work and you're free, right? Okay, so why can't you do it?
Yeah.
But you said you wanted to do it.
And now I'm just like, go and do the laundry. You must do the laundry. I don't want to do the laundry. Because we both do not like doing the laundry generally. I thought I would not mind. But after I'm like, I might.
I hate doing laundry.
I might.
That's my worst chore.
Yeah.
Which one is your worst?
As a guy, you said cleaning is your worst.
Laundry is my worst. I can clean.
What is your best chore?
My best chore?
Nothing.
Who has the best chore? Bye.
I don't mind sweeping.
I don't mind doing the dishes.
Me too. That's what I was about to say. I don't mind.
I don't mind it. Does not mean that I'm fond of it. So I like to do it. I don't mind it, but I mind doing the laundry.
Yeah, me too. I mind.
It's a 3-part process. Washer, dryer, folding, and
some people even iron.
If you iron, big ups to you. I like clothes that don't get ironing.
I'm telling you, like, no, but Daniel loves doing laundry. Like, he loves it. Like, if the laundry is not done, he's not okay. Like, he's not okay. Like, you say, so my basket is full, let's do. I'm the one that will be dragging my feet.
I want basket to be vomiting.
Like, if it was left to me, that's it. It will not be done. Like, I hate doing laundry. Okay.
Other expectations, I think just communicate it. And that's why you guys have a courting phase, right? That's the point that you speak about, things that you expect in your marriage, things that you expect from your partner. Share your love languages. If you're someone that loves gift giving or you like receiving gifts, when it's your birthday, obviously your partner should know that, okay, I have to get her something no matter how small, and just something nice, whatever. So just communicate what you expect from your partner.
In regards to love language, I fully went off. Do you know that people's love language is like change per the season? Like
your love languages can change.
Yeah, and I feel like people do not communicate that enough.
That change, I think that with every relationship, especially like your marriage relationship, there's going to be a lot of change in dynamics, and you're going to evolve. That's the right word. You're going to evolve, and when issues arise is when one party is evolving and the other party is not, right? So if I'm in a different phase or a different season of my life and I communicate to you that this is where I'm at and you decide to stay in yesterday and not moving with me, we can't see eye to eye, even though we saw eye to eye just last year in our marriage. So evolving is so important, and evolving together, and sometimes it may be difficult for the other person to catch up as quick, but just the intentionality of, my wife is now like this, let me also, you know, be like this.
that.
Don't be expecting the wife that you married 20 years ago to still be the same person that you're with today. In every way, shape, or form.
In terms of expectations, always communicating, like you said, and even just like with little things, like if we go somewhere together in the car, before we get there, we're like, what time are we leaving?
Yeah,
so that's nice.
That's so good.
Nice. Because we agree beforehand, so that we will not be there longer than one person will not be doing eye like this, doing eye like, no, we have an expectation and we have communicated that, and that's what it's going to be. If anything changes, we let each other know. Simple, like so that we don't do stories that touch before somebody will just be vexing for no reason, you don't know why.
That actually.
I love that. We actually practice that.
Like,
no, we practice that. We know if we want to stay till 11 p.m. we're staying till 11 p.m. And if maybe we'll now stay like 11:50, 11:30, but at least we know we have said we're not going past this particular time or we're out.
And constantly checking in as well. Like, I don't think you can ever really check in enough, because you never really know like what's going on, especially if you're in public, like with your spouse. Like always checking, are you okay? Is this going okay? Like, do you need something? Like, you know, I would say it's there are different levels to this expectations thing, but at the end of it, I think it's just communication.
Okay, right. Sorry. I think that's all for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching our video. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we're also filming on Brandy and Uzoma's channel. Please make sure you go there after watching this. Bye, guys.